Hello, let's do Wordle number 753, and it's day 3 of the Scott vs. Rangsk challenge. If I win this one, I win the whole thing, so we'll see how I do. Of course, we are going to do all 5 challenges either way. So for today's challenge, we sort of modified a suggestion that Dictionary had. So Dictionary said each guest must start and end with the same letter, but we've increased that challenge to say that whatever letter we're starting and ending with has to be different than any of the previous guesses. And the first, third, and fifth guesses, that letter must be a vowel. So that's pretty fun. So I need to remember to follow all those rules. So I was thinking I'm going to start with aorta because it starts and ends with A, which is a vowel. It has to be a vowel for our first, third, and fifth guess, and it starts and ends with A. And R and T are very nice. Getting another vowel is very nice. So let's see what happens. All right, we got an R. So maybe I will start and end with R here to see what's going on there. I'm thinking river might be good. Might be another ER word. Are we going to get another ER word today? It'll help place the R. I and E are new. V is new. I think that's great. Our second guess does not have to start and end with a vowel. We just have to be a different letter. So let's see what happens here. Thinking about it, do I want... so there is sort of the thing where if one of those R's ends up green, I won't be able to actually get the right answer until I go for it, but I don't think there's really a way around that with this challenge. I'd rather know where the R is sooner rather than later. Because there is a thought to just use the R internally and not on the outsides until forced to. I think river is fine, though. Let's do river. All right, well, I don't know if it's lucky or not, but we did not get a green R, and there is only one R. So we know there's an I, so it could be worth starting and ending with I, if that's possible. Maybe I should have saved my vowels, because we can't start and end with U. I'm not sure if Scott would consider Y a vowel. He sometimes talks about Y being vowels, but maybe... I might have to just repeat the O or the A knowing there isn't one. What can I do with an I, though? Starting and ending with I, preferably using an R, though we don't have to. Is there a word that starts and ends with I? I didn't actually put a lot of thought into this challenge before starting it today. There might not be. There's certainly not a word that starts and ends with U. So maybe I have to go with like an E or an A, even though I know there isn't one. So what's the most we can get out of like starting and ending with E? I certainly don't know what the answer is. I could think about what the answer might be, because it's not an ER word. So the R is probably second. That seems most likely, just because that's where R's like to be, although R likes to be anywhere. It could easily be there. But I think there are probably more words left with R second. So we do something like DR, PR, BR, GR, CR, like any of those. And then I in the middle makes sense to me. You know, something like crimp. I'm sure there's a gazillion words, but I think crimp was already the answer. I think that was my first or second Wordle video was crimp. I just always remember that. But RI like that seems likely. So I wonder if I can do an ERI word to test that. I'd have to end with E as well. I'm not convinced I'm going to do very well on this one. This is hard. I could also do A. I could do ARI something A. You know, no matter where I put the R, I'll know where it goes. So I could end in RA if I need to. I'm thinking back, maybe I should have avoided using vowels I haven't already used for start end. Just so I could get more letters in those slots. It's okay. I thought there would be an E or an A in the word, to be honest. There usually is. I can't think of a word that does this. Maybe there is one, but I can't think of it. Let's move the R. Akira, like the anime? The movie? I don't see one like this either. What about E something I-R-E? I can think of expire and empire, but those are 6 letters long. Oh, this is tough. It's very limiting, isn't it? I may have to just not even use the I and R and just get more letters. Maybe that's better anyway. Because I'm already know there's no E. What just gets good letters? Like, it's not going to be correct anyway, right? I just was kind of hoping to find where the R goes. I mean, I could do something like erode if I really want to find the R. Is there something better than erode, though? Erode just gets me the D. It places the R and it gets the D. It's really not good, but I'm going to think about I words again. I really don't think the I is at either end, though. I mean, probably isn't, so I'm not sure how much that actually helps. Unless it's a weird word that starts or ends with I. I can't do you. I'm gonna say, because we didn't say ahead of time, like, it's tempting to do something like yummy, right? Where technically Y is a vowel, but I don't know that I would want to, like, fail the challenge because people say Y is not a vowel. I'd rather just use a or an E or an O, I guess. I'm not allowed to use A again because it has to be different letters. I have to remember that. So definitely don't use A again. I'm already forgetting the rules of the challenge. I feel like E or O is the safe way to go. Maybe I should do something like outro. Ugh. The T, we already know there's no T. But at least outro tests somewhere for the R. I don't know if erode is any better. I feel like erode, I don't know, maybe there's a U in the word, but like it could be Q-U-I-R, I suppose, like quirk. The chances of there being a D is pretty small. I think I'm gonna just have to get the really good, I'm gonna have to do a really good filler for the fourth word. Because that one I can start and end with a good letter. Or like, just get some really good letters in the middle. Starting and ending with a vowel is tough. And I'm not gonna get the U, I'm not gonna get the U in this guess, so I think getting the U now would be good. So that I'm just flexible on what vowels I want to get. Okay, I'm kind of convincing myself to do outro, but maybe there's something I can do a little bit differently. I'm not sure there is. Okay, this is a terrible guess, but we're going to do outro and maybe we'll get lucky with the U? I'm not even sure what to get lucky with here. It'll just tell me where the R is. That's basically all I'm getting. Alright, it's basically a wasted guess. We found the R. Alright, it's not where I thought it would be, which is interesting. So it's not quirk. Okay, so let's think about what this word is. It's probably IR something. Ooh boy. I mean, it could be something like shirk. It could be whirl. Seems like, yeah, it could be chirp. It seems like that H is really useful, but it might just because I'm thinking of H there. But it really does feel like that's going to be an H, doesn't it? So we got smirk. We've also got smirk. Okay. Smirk, shirk, whirl, chirp. That's all of those just have I here. I haven't even been thinking about I anywhere else, but it would have to be either at the start or the end otherwise. Okay, so what do we want to do here? So we've got kind of like chirp, smirk, shirk, whirl. I don't know, do I want to like start and end with L or start and end with K? I could do something like local, which isn't amazing. Is there some way I can start and end with L and, you know, maybe starting and ending with S would be good because there's a lot of S words and I can just do a plural. So I can probably get two good letters. I can do like slips. Slips kind of checks for whirl, chirp, shirk. It doesn't tell me whether it's shirk or smirk. What about skips? Because then we know if there's a K. Skims. Skims will tell me shirk versus... I think I have to make a decision here, but I think skims is the best so far. So let's see what this gives me. Maybe I'll get lucky. Okay, just to double check. I am starting and ending with the same letter. It's a different letter than I've used so far. It's the fourth guess, so it doesn't have to be a vowel. Okay. Hope for the best. Oh no. Okay. So it could still be chirp. It could still be whirl. What else? At least the I's where I thought it was. I don't think IRY looks good. Because there's no A. I'd want to do like dairy or something. I could fail the Wordle entirely. But chirp is definitely possible. Whirl is definitely possible. I don't remember either of those being answers in the past, though I could be wrong. What else? What other out of the box thing might it be? let's put HIR there and just think about other H's there. I do wonder if skims was the best way to go. I mean, it was hard to know. I think I don't know. People were yelling at me yesterday that I didn't find like 2 obvious options, but it was guess 2. On guess 5, I think it's worth looking at more options, but could we do an L here? Flirt, but there's no T. Okay. I don't see a word like this. Of the natural vowels other than Y, of the A, E, I, O, U, we know there's just the I, which really makes this challenge hard. If this challenge had more vowels in it, that would be better, but so this guess is going to waste the first and last letter, because I don't think the first and last letter are going to be vowels. Unless there's an I or I word. But I don't see one. Cheery, bleary, no, I don't really think that's gonna happen. So I think it's a 4-consonant word. And so far I've only found chirp and whirl. This is gonna be a long video. What about I or N? Again, I don't see it. Okay, let's run under the assumption that we need to distinguish chirp from whirl. They share the H, so I don't know if it's worth using the H other than unless we think that it's neither. But if I can get like a C and a W and or an L or a P, I think that's gonna seal the deal. Or I'm just gonna lose the Wordle, which would be sad, but my poor streak. You kind of expect that that's a possibility when you do these challenges though. All right, so I can start and end with, I can't start and end with A or O. I need to start and end with an I, or I think E is probably the most likely one to give me options. I think ending in CE might be my best bet. Can I do like EL something CE? Is Elise a word? I don't have to use the I there, but I'm just thinking Elise might be a word. If it is, I'm gonna hit enter and see if it is. No, it's not, darn. Okay, we need to come up with something better then. If I do the P, that also works. Elope is a word, ooh. Okay, so we're running out of the assumption, which may be a false assumption, that the only 2 words left are chirp and whirl. And if that's the case, the P will tell me about chirp and the L will tell me about whirl. And what's nice about that is it could be neither, and if it's neither, then that'll tell me that too. Obviously the E and O are throwaways. We know there's no E's or O's. But I think this is the best I'm gonna get out of a start and end with E word. So let's go with elope. I think I have to do whirl. Let's look at, looking at the possibilities is just sad, because then if I find another one, that means that I have to, I know what the chances are lower, but if it ends in I or L, it really feels like it's whirl. I think I just have to do it. I think I put all the thought I can into it. I think I just have to do whirl. Is it whirl? Yes. Oh my gosh, that was stressful. Never been so happy to get a 6 in my life. Wow, okay. Well, I have to count my points, and I have to really hope that Scott had similar issues. With whirl, I feel like you would, because there's only 1 vowel. Oh my goodness. Okay, so our points, we're not counting the final words, because it doesn't matter. Unless he fails. If he fails, I win anyway, so yeah. We're not counting the final word. So that's 4 yellows, that's 4 points, plus 2 greens, that's another 4 points. So I got 8 points, which is very low considering it was a 6-guesser. So I have to hope Scott really struggled in the same way I did, but it might be 2-1 now, which is fine. I'm still ahead either way. But this was a crazy challenge. I am very glad I managed to pull out of it. Elope saved me, I think. Skims, I think, actually did eliminate quite a bit as well. I think Skims was good. I think Elope was good. Outro was not great, but at least it told me where the R went. I'm glad I saved the E, because I'm not sure I would have been able to do it without having the E still open. I'm going to double check that I did do the challenge correctly. So each guess started and ended with the same letter until I got the answer, of course. That's true. Each one's different. A, R, O, S, E. Those are all different. And then the first, third, and fifth must be a vowel. A, O, and E. Perfect. So I did follow the challenge. I got 8 points. Let's see how Scott did. If you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you can catch the future challenges against Scott. And of course, if you enjoyed this content, then why not also leave a like and a kind comment below.